Nurturing consciousness, not obedience. In modern society, where technology, media, and social norms have a strong influence, young people often face a choice: live by their own conscience or live within the framework of blind obedience. Obedience provides a sense of security and low risk, but it also makes people susceptible to losing their personal identity and becoming a tool of the system. In contrast, consciousness helps us perceive the world with an independent eye, distinguish right from wrong, and act responsibly toward ourselves, the community, and the future. The concept of nurturing consciousness here is not merely about gaining knowledge but about cultivating critical thinking skills, the ability to question, and the courage to live according to one's own values. This video will analyze why young people need to nurture consciousness more than simply obeying, and propose a path for the younger generation to grow up freely, strongly, and responsibly. Consciousness versus obedience, the fundamental difference. Consciousness, awareness, the ability to have a deep perception of oneself, society, and the world. A conscious person knows what they are doing, why they are doing it, and what the consequences will be. Consciousness is accompanied by freedom of choice but is also linked to personal responsibility. Obedience, conformity, the passive act of following commands, rules, or social pressure. An obedient person often does not question, acting only because others said so, or everyone else is doing it. For example, a conscious student will question the validity of the knowledge a teacher imparts and seek more information to verify it, while an obedient student will simply memorize it to get a high grade. This difference is the foundation that determines an individual's path to development. Consciousness creates a free citizen, while obedience only creates a tool of the system. Americans have always prided themselves on the value of freedom, one of the nation's founding principles. However, paradoxically, in real life, many American youths still fall into the spiral of obedience to social trends. On TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter, young people easily follow trends to be accepted, instead of daring to express a different opinion. Obedience to the education system. Many students study just to get high grades and degrees, not to truly nurture knowledge and critical thinking. Obedience to consumerism. Advertising and commercial culture make young people believe they must shop and own luxury brands to be recognized, instead of defining their self-worth through knowledge or character. Obedience to politics and media. Not a few young people are misled by one-sided news, fake news, or political polarization, lacking independent verification and analysis. Freedom in form but a lack of consciousness in substance, that is the trap many young people are facing. The consequences of blind obedience. If young people only obey without cultivating consciousness, society will face many consequences. Loss of personal identity. Instead of becoming creative individuals, young people simply repeat the actions of the majority, losing the independence and uniqueness that are the driving forces of American society's development. Susceptibility to manipulation. From advertising and media to politics, those who lack consciousness are easily led, becoming victims of the system. Lack of social responsibility. An obedient person acts only on command, without considering the long-term consequences. This leads to issues with ethics, the environment, and social justice. Stagnation of creativity and innovation. If the younger generation is immersed in obedience, the nation will lose its pioneering strength. The world is changing at an unprecedented pace. Artificial intelligence, climate change, economic crises, wealth disparity, political conflicts. In this context, the younger generation, those who will lead the country in the next few decades, needs more than just obedience. They need consciousness to identify global issues. For example, understanding that climate change is not just a political slogan but a survival challenge. Consciousness to protect personal freedom. Not blindly trusting extremist media, but knowing how to analyze and filter information. Consciousness for innovation. Only by asking why and what if can people create breakthrough solutions. Nurturing consciousness is how the young generation will maintain their pioneering role in the new era. To build a conscious younger generation, a combined effort is needed from many sides: family, education, society, and each individual. Cultivate critical thinking. Question everything, including the truths taught in textbooks. Verify information from multiple sources before trusting it. Learn to debate, listen, and argue respectfully. Learn self-awareness. Regularly ask yourself, What is the meaning of what I am doing? Does it align with my values? Keep a journal, meditate, or participate in activities that help with self-reflection. Have the courage to be different. Do not follow trends just because of the majority. Know how to say no when something goes against your conscience or personal beliefs. See being different as an opportunity to contribute, not a reason to be afraid. Emancipatory education instead of obedient education. Schools need to encourage students to be creative, debate, and experiment, instead of just focusing on grades. The mindset needs to shift from teaching to test to teaching to live. Social responsibility. Consciousness is not just personal but also tied to the community. Participate in social activities, volunteer work, and environmental protection to understand that freedom always comes with responsibility. Today's young generation is living in a world full of opportunities but also many challenges. Technology can bring you global knowledge with a single click, but it can also turn you into a slave to the screen. Society gives you the right to free speech, but it can also make you lost among millions of chaotic voices. In this context, nurturing consciousness is the key to living a free, meaningful, and responsible life. Don't let yourself become people who only know how to obey, obeying media, trends, the invisible commands of society. Dare to question, dare to be different, dare to be true to yourself. And most importantly, remember that consciousness not only helps you become freer but also helps society become more humane, just, and sustainable. Nurturing consciousness, not obedience, is not just advice for American youth but a global philosophy. Consciousness helps people be free, creative, and responsible, while obedience only leads us to passivity and a loss of direction. In the new era, the world needs conscious citizens, people who dare to think, dare to act, and dare to take responsibility. And it is young people, if they know how to nurture consciousness, who will continue to play a pioneering role in creating a better future for humanity. Thank you to everyone for taking the time to watch this video. I wish you all good health, happiness, and every success in life. To give our channel more motivation to grow and bring you more meaningful messages, we truly hope to receive your support. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you find the content helpful. All of your feedback is incredibly valuable, so please leave your comments below. We will listen and strive to improve every day. Thank you very much.